Hello everybody, welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome to the channel. So I am excited to just sit down, do a little get ready with me. I have the new YOUTHFORIA foundation. I don't know why I said it like that. Really, I just wanted to sit down and recreate what I've done here. I was sitting there this morning just getting ready and I'm like, oh, you know when you just hit it right and you're like, this is good everyday makeup. I could do this all week and be very, very happy. Grab a cup of whatever you feel like drinking, settle in, let's just relax and play with makeup. That's where I'm at right now. Here we go. All right, so I always do that. Let's just take off most of this makeup, not all of it. I'm gonna leave brows on because this take forever. I'm gonna use the True Botanicals Ginger Turmeric Cleansing Balm because I still go back to this stuff, really do. And you don't need that much. Watch me actually have to use a bunch, but let me just show you how this melts everything off. This is not sponsored. Nothing in here is sponsored. I'm just trying new things and old things and stuff I love so you can see it. And you're like, oh great, you can take off your face makeup. What about the eye makeup? There you go. This feels really weird to do on camera, I'm not gonna lie to you. There's AHA in here and I love it. My skin is sensitive. You will see it get red. It will go down. Do not panic. See, look at that. I almost wiped my contact lens out there. Oh, these are the best too. These, you gotta have your ratty face towels. Not too nubby. Whoa. Not too nubby so they don't like completely exfoliate your skin because this is a form of exfoliation. Very methodically go around the eyebrows. I was dermaplaning this morning and totally nicked my chin. So that was fun. Have you ever dermaplaned? I'm using the Leaf dermaplaner and I love it. And no, more hair doesn't grow back stronger or coarser. It is true, you can use it and not worry. And I have to tell you, the makeup application is like, mwah, so good. Okay, clean slate, just does the trick. And then your face doesn't feel stripped if you have dry skin. This morning when I was doing this, I used the Air Perez foundation. I'm not gonna do that. I'm going to try the YOUTHFORIA Live. This is a total first impression. So that's the only difference. But I do have my RDF foundation here just in case things go awry. You gotta be prepared. This is the Say sun visor. Been traveling, went to go visit my best friend. Where, you ask? Pittsburgh. I've never been to Pittsburgh. I've never spent time in Pittsburgh. I've never spent a lot of time in Pennsylvania. I don't know, it's not negative, but I've never been like, ooh, yeah, I know where I wanna go, Pittsburgh. That's the God's honest truth, I swear to you. It was the perfect timing. I needed a little bit of best friend time. She gets me, we can sit on a couch. We don't have to do anything. We get each other. We can just sit there and be, and there's something incredibly valuable about that to me, especially like the older I get. Oh, by the way, I was gonna put on Le Prunier Plum Screen. I got a sample of this, as you can see, it's teeny tiny. This is a contender. I'm impressed, and I got their plum oil because my sister-in-law told me to get it, so obviously I got it. We're gonna try the YOUTHFORIA. So let me tell you about Pittsburgh, okay? If you've never been to Pittsburgh, have you been to, or if you're from Pittsburgh, you're gonna like this. I'm just telling you right now. Shade 230. Supposedly you can sleep in this. I do not recommend, but we did basically a tour of all her favorites, and she took me to the Strip District, which sounds like a red light district, but it's totally not that at all. This is nice. This is nice and creamy so far. Oh, whoa. I'm doing it with a sponge. We're living on the edge. And I basically ate my way through Pittsburgh. I ate it. I ate all of it. I ate all of Pittsburgh. And people were so friendly there. They were just so friendly. I loved it, and there's not a lot of commercial stuff going on, so you're getting like mom and pop community places. Tentative. Oh boy. Oh, yeah, okay. Sponge does lift quite a bit. It's lightweight, so sponge is gonna lift. I will try this with all types of application, you guys know that. Fingers, brushes. Beautiful foundation, first impression. Whoa! I loved being with this person who is like, I swear, the best thing that came out of one of my previous jobs, and just a great human being. It's kind of amazing to see a city that somebody loved, like their city through their eyes. And it made me think about how when I first moved to San Francisco, I knew somebody there and they were like a special somebody, we'll say. I remember getting there and it was just a volatile kind of thing. Volatile off and on, just confusing. It wasn't aggressive. It was just off and on and confusing. And I had finally made my move there, and I was so excited to see the city through his eyes, just his city, because he kept talking about it for years. And I never got it. It's a long story, but we had sort of kind of confused ourselves out of being friends by that point. And I just missed that. I never got to see that through his eyes. And so having this with somebody that's so important to me, and she was excited about every place we went to, and we just get each other, you know what I mean? So everything was just easy and effortless and good for the soul. The weather was horrible, didn't matter, that kind of a friend. So it was just a great trip, and it was so nice to finally experience that, because I think I had been missing that ever since San Francisco. I've lived in Nashville before, so I wasn't waiting for anybody to show me around. And I realized when I came back, R28 concealer, I'm going to put a little bit of this on now. I might reapply some more. I wish I had a handheld mirror here, but no, I did not bring that with me. Oh, look at that. You know, you get carried away talking about Pittsburgh and you have streaks all over your face. I like this concealer. I like it. This could be one of those that just kind of comes up after getting a mediocre review for me. And it's like, ooh, I can't live without it. I don't know if we're there yet. I'm not sure, but it's the Tower 28. And I've been using it here and there. Pittsburgh was fun. I've gotten way more weird about flying. That's interesting. I never used to be that person, but I know I'm not alone in that. I think the pandemic and working from home, the pandemic, and I say that experiencing it in California, was really, really different from a lot of other states in this country. And if you're a Californian or somebody who is around strict guidelines, then you know what I'm talking about. You were like inside. You were inside. And maybe a lot of people did experience it. I don't know. I'm not trying to be like, make it into a thing here, but I think it made me a little bit weird. And then working remotely has been a huge gift, and I'm grateful. I am so grateful for it, but it's made me weird with things that never used to be weird. So just getting back out there, and I've been flying. It's not like I haven't been flying, but I've never had like flight anxiety, and I definitely had it. So going there was good. Getting back, I was fine. It's a quick flight, luckily. Didn't have to deal with a lot. By the way, Lily Lolo Powder Foundation, it's back. It's back, baby. And I love it. It was great being there, but it was also really great coming home, being with my family and all the rest of it. And then I didn't take an extra day to just decompress. And I realized that I really needed that extra day. And I also think coming off of that trip showed me just how much tension I had been experiencing. There's a lot of reasons for it in the world. I won't go dive down that weird rabbit hole. But I just kept thinking like, wow, your nervous system is fried. It was a great trip for so many reasons, and then it was a great trip because it was a nice little eye-opener to me, being around somebody that relaxes me, and then coming back into kind of the swing of things here. I immediately felt tense, and I was like, all right, so now it's time to start making some changes in my lifestyle, little things, focus on that. So I'm really trying to focus on regulating the nervous system and basically calming down. You know how you work out a muscle? You're doing a deadlift, you're doing curls, you're doing whatever makes your muscles happy. And then they get bigger and stronger, right? So same thing, but this time I'm focused on kind of like my spirit, you know, like my soul, my spirit, my nervous system, whatever you want to call it. It's that sort of intangible thing that, yeah, I can't really take a supplement for this one, you know? I can't really just relax for a couple of hours on a couch. I think it's about reminding the body, and I've done a lot of reading on this, because I love the topic. I'd love to have somebody on my podcast to talk about it. Meditation and things, but also just reminding your body of what it feels like to feel okay and safe. And maybe it's because there's so much out there that I'm seeing right now that is not safe for so many people. This is all kind of coming together in my life right now. So I'm working with the functional nutritionist. And if you haven't been listening to those updates, in those updates, I keep coming back to her and I'm like, you know, I'm realizing more and more that maybe what I need more than gut health and microbiome and all the rest of it, or maybe what I need just as much in my life is lifestyle shifts. Well, lifestyle shifts. You've heard me talk about it before. Everything's kind of, I had a little leftover mascara going under my eye there. Everything's sort of circling back to that. Something that I do is the breath work, the Wim Hof breath work, but just before I dive into that, because I've talked about it here, Can we just take a minute? Do you see what happened? Pretty good. The thing I will tell you with this is, if you're worried about fine lines, this could look a little cakier. This is not an always everyday thing for me. I would probably put on less powder actually for every day. I just don't need as much, because if I put on more, while this is a phenomenal powder, it will start to settle in a little bit. So it takes a little bit more time and care for me to apply this on my skin. That's just my experience. I'm gonna put a little bit of this Ilia setting powder under the eye. Yes, with my finger, because I can. And because that concealer creases a lot on me. So, like, look, already in the middle of my, you can tell, it's like right there in that crease, which really anything would, you don't blend it out nicely. And now what I'm gonna do, as I talk about breathing, is reapply the Tower 28 just a little bit on top of it to get that extra brightening. Because let me tell you, I woke up this morning, dark circles. And this is a brush that I've been using for that. This is from MOTD. This is their come through contour. I'm probably using this in the exact opposite way as it is meant to be used. But so goes life. You just sort of press it in a little bit. I guess I should call this a bit fussier of an everyday look. Fussier? A bit more high maintenance, maybe? Whatever. The powder layer, the really sheer powder layer underneath, seems to hold a little bit better for me. You can kind of tell, maybe, hopefully. Now we just finish it up. So the breath work that I've been doing is the same that I tried after reading the book Breath and the Wim Hof method. Gen Z Liquid Shadow. I really love this shade. I haven't tried their other liquid shadows yet. Thinking about it. If you're Gen Z and you're watching, I'm always game to try some newbies. I was really unsure about this shade when I purchased it, and yet it happens to be something that I've just been gravitating towards. I don't know what it is. I love the brown eyes with the peach in the crease, and it blends out beautifully, easily. It gets a little crunky in here, gets a little weird, but I've had it for a while. I probably should dispose of it. Do as I say, not as I do. The other thing I wanted to mention is about concealer. I will get back to the breathing, but this is actually really important. So I had somebody named Krupa she's the founder of KKT Consultants. She's on my podcast, and I was talking to her about one of my favorite concealers, which is the Iris and Romeo that I've featured here quite a few times. This is separating, as you can see, pretty badly. Don't think I've had it the amount of time that it takes to be expired, which says, I believe that says 12 months. My God, that's tiny. Yeah, 12 months. I haven't even had it half a year, I don't think, at this point. Maybe I have. Maybe half a year. I'll give them credit. Well, Krupa said that if you see separation, you cannot use that, especially if it's near your tear ducts. Now, this is not me saying this. This is her saying this. She's worked with a lot of brands. She's a chemist, a cosmetic chemist. She knows way more about it than I would. I was really bummed out. She was like, sorry, Brittany, I have some bad news for you. You should not be using that anymore. And I was like, no. But that might take it off of Britt's picks, because that is short-lived. It is short-lived for the price, and I was so bummed out about it. By the way, this Jones Road pencil, great eyebrow pen. No, it's not an eyebrow pencil. Great eyeliner, but if you really wanted to set and stay, I would take an angled pencil and put cake liner on top, or just a powder on top to get it in, because this will fade off, which I'm not upset about today. So the breathing. So I do the Wim Hof method combined with something I learned in the Breath book. This is the Milk Mascara. I have really come around on this stuff. It's a messier mascara, but it does its thing. It does flake though. I have seen flaking and smudging. It is not a favorite, but I'm just saying I've come around to it quite a bit. Maybe with a lash primer it would hold on a bit better. I don't have one that I can recommend at the moment, but I'm just thinking out loud now. Nice volume, right? So for the breathing, you inhale. Sorry, my hand's just like in camera. Rude. Okay, so you're going to inhale for 30 seconds. No, God, that's a lot. You're gonna inhale for 5 seconds, exhale fully for 5 seconds. This is not just Wim Hof. This is Brittany's adaptation of breath and Wim Hof. It's what works for me. This is not medical advice. Consult a physician. Disclaimer, disclaimer. This is just what's working for me. So I inhale for 5, and I do from the stomach and then from the diaphragm. I lie down when I do this because I find I get a deeper breath. And then when you exhale, the trick is actually in the exhale, which a lot of people don't talk about, but he mentioned this in the breath book. Really getting it all out of your lungs and then inhaling again. I do that for 30 times, not 30 seconds. And then I bring another inhale in, and then I hold it for as long as I possibly can without causing any pain. Fully exhale, do a reset breath, fully exhale, and do it all again. So I do 2 sets of that, 30 breaths, 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out, and then a reset. And I'm telling you, after the first round, there is something that happens in my body, and it just sort of melts a little bit. It just sort of comes into focus. I come back into who I ground myself, is what I'm trying to say in a lot of words. I think we all experience relaxation, true nervous system relaxation, in a different way. I'm sure it feels very different for everybody, but I know the feeling. So, you know, when you're working a muscle and you're like, okay, I'm actually working that muscle. I know that it's burning. I know that that's being worked right now. That's the same thing with this relaxation response. So I know that that's something that's in my arsenal, and I just do it in the morning. Sometimes I should do it before coffee. I hate the word should. Sometimes I do it after coffee, and I delay coffee. There's so much stuff on TikTok right now that like gets people nutso in the wellness field. There's like 30-30-30 and the Huberman Lab girlies, whatever. There's like, the wellness is crazy at the moment, but this just works for me. So I kind of quiet all the noise and I do whatever my body tells me it really responds positively to. I don't know who's out there dealing with what. Nobody really knows what anyone's actually dealing with. We just don't know. But if you have extra nervous energy, I have a lot of energy. And in the morning, if I don't get it out, then it does stay with me. So a walk or something like that, as annoying as that is, it's true. But I don't do that every morning. Breath work really seems to set the tone, and it takes maybe 15 minutes, does a good job in a short amount of time. Sometimes, like on Friday, I actually was in so many meetings, back to back, that my brain was really feeling super fried. I just couldn't do anything. I was just completely spent. And it was, nervous system was anxious, and that's the other thing I'm realizing is that I'm getting more nervous about things that aren't supposed to be nerve-wracking, like little things, right? So that's how I know it's just, I've been here before, so I know what I need to do to chill out a little bit, and part of it is the breath work. So I would stop in the middle of the day. I could do this if I was in an office. I could go to my car. Some people have places where you can do this at the office, and then I would just do my breath work. It makes a massive difference, and it is free. So I wanted to put it out there. This Han concealer, the strap breaks every single time, but it's not a concealer, it's a bronzer. Sorry, I got ahead of myself here. Very buttery bronzer, beautiful. Really like it. Kind of has a warm undertone, but it's not orange, as you can see. And then other things that calm me down, like if I were into baths, I'm sure I would take more baths. I just am not a bath bro. I'm trying to be, guys. I feel like I need a clawfoot tub at this point to motivate me, but I need to have to clean it. I'm just not a bath person. Like I said, I like to do things when I am done with my yoga thing that I've talked about here ad nauseum. It's this old Suzanne Deason Gaia yoga. I mean, I'm telling you, it ain't new. We've been doing this since post-college. After that, I'm lying on the ground. Nothing else matters. I'm just with myself. I think it's kind of a quieting is what one of the senses that I feel, which isn't surprising. And it's all rejuvenation yoga. It's not power yoga. It's not pushing. It's just flowing. I have a little bit of gloss left over. This is the House Labs gloss. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not like writing home about it, but it's okay. And then I'm just gonna Tower 28, get that pout going, girl. I'm not like an overliner, as you probably know. And then we're gonna finish this lovely look off with the Airpress Cocoa Crayon. And this is in Grace, and it looks horrible. but it doesn't matter. I don't care. It's just because it's getting worn down by the cap. The product is totally fine. So I pop that on. If I hadn't been applying this directly to my mouth, I would potentially use a brush and do it on the eye. That could also be an option. Really, you could just use this for eye, lip, blush. It's very easy to work with. But I didn't do that today because I really wanted to talk to you about all the things. You can see a little bit more glow coming out, but truly it's not that much. It really muted the glow that was from not just this, but the Say Sun Visor has quite a bit of glow to it. I might be hitting the end of my glow era. I don't know. We'll see. We can go in and out of these things, but my glow moments might be coming to a bit of a close. Although going into winter, I'm probably gonna love the hydration, so we'll see. But this is looking, this foundation, I am very impressed. I did get my hair chopped, so I am testing, God, my hair looks so dark in this light. I am testing the Vegamore shampoo, conditioner, and grow serum. And it's making my hair feel really dirty on day 2 right now, but I'm gonna try and be consistent with it. We'll see how far I get. I will let you guys know how it goes. But this is it. This is the completed look. It's sort of a peachy look, whatever you want to call it. I hope you enjoyed sitting here chatting, having a little get ready with me time. I always do. If you want to check anything out, links will be below in the description. If you have any questions about anything that I use, please also put those in the description. Hope you're able to find those little moments of calm wherever you can. I think now it's a really important time to do it, especially with everything going on, and know that I am sending whatever calm that I have your way. So hopefully you can receive that just through YouTube, just through makeup, the power of makeup, kind of. See you right back here real soon. Until then, bye. Cute. It's so cute. Do you guys want to see up close? Up close action? Whoa.